Oh gosh. So last time, we met our PCs. We have Azar, Malachite, Phineas, Whoopi, and Ardax. We learned more about the past 24 roads. Azar got struck unconscious. Ardax and Malachite share dessert wine and turtle bug kombucha porridge at sunsets. Phineas and Whoopi's tricks are trip lines, but they kind of stopped doing that because Ardax either broke the line or his bug porridge. And they do tune Malachite's uke. He thinks it's the changing weather of all of these different areas. You encountered the Crystal Confederacy at a roadblock. Korvax conscripted you to walk the border of the Crystal Confederacy. You're playing along for now. We're not sure if it's playing along or you're fine with this. There does not seem to be an end to your conscription. When you asked how long it would be, he said you turn right. Korvax enjoyed dinner with you. He seemed to actually enjoy the unique food. He stole Malachite's room. Something chaotic erupted down the damaged road ahead, and surely but steadily went towards the sphere. This is the first time this has happened. This is the first time you've been stopped on such a damaged road. Seems like there's a coincidence of moments at that moment. Azar was woken in the middle of the fight, and together the team destroyed it. In the morning, when the roadblock was cleared by the magic of the road, everything behind you was fixed. The entire crystal tree that was in front of you in the road was cleared by the magic of this space. A new tree erupted from the stump beside you, and you were able to start ambling forward. As the strider continued on in the early light, Azar saw some of this fungus ooze its way across this damaged road in front of you in this darkness space. So, this is before we get into any game. I'm going to just go ahead and talk through some of the things. They actually updated the rules last night or today. It's now, they updated it at like 3 or so, and I've been reading nonstop since then. So, this is now launch 1.3. Here are some of the differences. Damage thresholds have been adjusted. When you take damage below your minor, which is harder to do now, you do not take a stress. You only take damage. They have decoupled stress from damage with the thresholds. Okay. When a fear roll happens, either I take a fear token or I take a turn. I do not get both.
Nurture DM.
Fear and hope top out at 6. Stress points. The starting number of stress points for all players is now 6. Stress points are no longer taken when that. You still do take stress if you are full of stress, and you take stress for any reason because there are like GM moves and stuff like that that can give you stress, and you cannot take stress. You do take HP at that point. Also, if you are fully stressed, and this includes adversaries, you are now vulnerable to attacks, which means that advantage happens against you. There are now environment stat blocks, which I literally have not had a chance to look at. I will be looking at environment stat blocks. That really leans into the biome game that we're playing. Some class-specific stuff for each of you that I pulled out of the notes. Bard, they modified Rally. Basically, it's a once per session, and it happens at the very beginning of a combat if he so decides. And you can spend that Rally die on everything, including now stress, which I don't think was part of that writing before. You can actually roll that Rally die to clear stress. And at the end of the session, all unspent Rally dice are cleared. Guardian, for you, Ardax, the Unstoppable class feature, it is now whenever you roll damage. It is not just when you roll action rolls. So it's a little bit better for you. I believe the hide is now worse for you, Mr. Phineas. I think you have to mark a stress, which is something you didn't have to do to hide. But it's still the same, like you don't have to roll to hide, you just mark a stress to do so. You have more stress, and stress not's going to come up, so it's not technically worse. It's just something that you now have to track. For our Seraph class, who is not here tonight, prayer dice are a little bit different, and they have a far range. There weren't any druid changes for the druid pieces of mind. There are domain card changes that I did not go into. if you guys have refreshed and you haven't like kept your character sheet open since yesterday, the demiplane sheets you're using should have already upgraded. So I suggest you look at them just to talk it through. Card updates. There was a lot of updates to also ancestries and communities. So double check your Dracona ancestries were updated.
Yes.
Galapa ancestries were updated. For us, that matters for us. Wildborn was updated. And so too is Wanderborn.
Wanderborn, yeah.
It says all subclass cards were adjusted. I did not have time to look at that. I understand that you guys know how to read words. So I'm going to assume you know how to read roads. So all of that jazz is there. Rolls. Advantage is different and it's better now. Instead of adding a d6 to your advantage, you roll an additional hope die and you choose which one you want to use, which gives you more chances to crit and more things to happen. Disadvantage is basically the same. You roll 2 hope dice, but you must choose the lower. So those are the differences and if you're helping an ally, the ally rolls their hope die, and you, as the player that is being helped, gets to choose which of the 2 that you want to use. There are now group action rolls, so that was something that wasn't as clear in the first release. If you're all doing something together, one of you is nominated as the leader. They are going to roll against a DC, a difficulty that I set, depending on the narrative in the moment. The leader's action roll gains a +1 or -1 penalty for each reaction roll that other people help. So how do you help? You're running across a chasm. Is that chasm collapsing? Is someone helping someone move along and that sort of stuff? The leader's going to help you get across, but the other people are going to have a reason like, okay, I remember the way, so I'm going to guide from the pack. I'll have you roll with insight, and then if you hit that, the leader's roll at the end of this will go for it. Now, because these are reaction rolls, I do not get to steal over. I may get fear out of them, but that sort of stuff is happening. If there's it gets a little bit wonkier with the action tracker, but it's not as big of a thing because typically group action rolls are more of a tag team thing. Movement. It is clarified that you can move before or after your action roll, but not between. Stress. We talked about the stress with vulnerability. Gold is now expressed in coins, handfuls, bags, and chests. There's no more fortunes, and each are now in multiples of 10. So I think that you all just have 2 coins to your name, but I do not know what the start of the game actually gives you anymore. I haven't had a chance to look at the new character creation rules. So if you guys feel like you have more because of the character creation rules and I haven't seen that yet, please go for it. A lot of equipment was rebalanced. For weapons, you can equip or switch weapons as an action. Basically, your inventories can be swapped around as you need be. It just takes an action. And armor, and this is very important for Ardax. Armor, you now start with 6 armor. Everyone starts with 6 armor. Armor scores have all been decreased slightly, but you get to decide still. You can still use more than 1 armor slot inside of when you are hit and damage comes at you. Reminders for everyone as well. There's a lot of stuff and this is session based, so feel free to reset all your session based things, removing everything or anything like that. And I just want to throw this out there. Everyone kind of remembers everything weird here. Everything kind of forgets. Did anyone misremember anything? Are there any retcons we want to do? No, there's not.
If not, let's pick my community since Wanderborn. Let's read it. The Wanderborn community says, you are a nomad. At the beginning of a session, randomly choose a different community card. At the end of the session, return that card and take this card back. So,
wow.
So, I'm
is
like,
it random?
Swiss, yeah. I think there's like a swap button.
Wait.
Well, hold on. Well, there's a swap button.
You got it?
I don't know if it'll actually pick one for me, but if you've got the deck there and this doesn't work,
I can do a deck too.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's pick the button here. Oh, it just brings up the list. So draw one for me.
You are Loreborn.
Ah, that's awesome. That's what I was thinking of retconning to, but we chose not. We chose against it.
It chose for you.
Yeah, it's been decided. All right.
Okay, so there are 6 of them. We have that. We have Winter. I'm just keeping the ones out that I had recently picked for Ridgeborn and Simia, which are the Confederation there.
Yeah, Crystal.
And another one that I drew that I'm not telling you about yet.
Oh, secrets.
So those are everything reminders. That's everything we did last time. Let's learn something new about everyone. Ardax, whoopee. Let's talk about Galapa kombucha. Let's talk about drinking. Are you one to share? Are you one to partake? Is this the same sort of? Is this kombucha from a Wildborn? Is this more Galapa? Is this something that you guys do together at all? Is this a thing?
I definitely think I have my I want to participate, whether or not Ardax allows that. Just because I grew up kind of fermenting and making my own.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like,
booch and hooch on the side, you know.
yeah. I mean, and I
From
think
what I
Alex
remember.
probably remembers a recipe of some sort of like ration grog, or like it's got booze, it's got probiotics, it's got like food in it. You know, just keep soldiers going on the march. So yeah, maybe they're just been playing around, experimenting, making a pot of it, and then letting it sit over days, ferment.
Now, Ardax, are you one to get drunk off your own supply? Are you a high off the supply person, or are you one that takes it in moderation and watches other people go nuts?
Well, Ardex is very slow drinking, and because he's so large, it takes a lot to get him there. So most of the time, he just kind of lets it flow, not getting too wild.
You try to get him there, Whoopi?
Oh, as much as I possibly can. Yeah. Usually I end up getting too tossed to even continue and end up just like passing out or just falling asleep with a cup in my hand.
And like Ardex picks him up and carries him to
the nearest couch.
Have fun next time, friend.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. And then Malachite and Phineas, do either of you discuss your half-remembered lost loves?
Ooh.
Me personally, I'm kind of private about that, if only because my recollections are kind of vague. So there's not a lot to talk about because I, just sort of remember things, but not details as of yet.
Do you even bring it up?
I'm happy to listen to gossip, though. No, not if I can help it. And if anybody else brings it up, I kind of give polite answers and steer the conversation in a different direction.
Okay.
Ooh.
But listens to gossip for sure.
Yeah.
Could I almost want to make like an insight roll on your polite conversation and your gossip listening.
Wow. I will absolutely let that roll happen. Go ahead and go ahead and roll. I mean,
just tell me if I get a hint. That's all I want.
Let me think about this because I haven't thought about contested rolls really, but it's worth bringing up because when contested rolls would happen, you both roll, which both have a chances for hope and fear. So I just want to note that. Sure, let's try a contested roll.
It seems relevant that half of my abilities are deception based.
Oh,
fair enough. I mean, this is worth doing. So,
okay.
But we're gonna go ahead and do it. So, go ahead and roll a presence check, Phineas, and an instinct checked. Ta-da. Instinct check.
Instinct.
Malachite.
Okay.
And you may use your experience if you so desire, if that feels right. I don't know if you do.
What's the die roll for
So
that?
It's still going to be an action roll with 2d12.
Oh, okay.
So your demi plan sheet should give you everything that you need to do it.
Yeah, I think, and I need to, anytime I use experience in a role, it costs a hope, right?
Correct.
yeah.
That is
Okay.
correct.
His smooth talker ability seems relevant here. So.
Oh yeah.
You are absolutely welcome to spend that hope to do that.
I rolled a 17 with fear.
Okay. I'm not taking a turn right now. I'm just going to go ahead and take a fear.
Okay.
Yep. What was it? 16 with hope.
16 with hope. All right. So I mean,
That's
it's
with
a
your
hard read.
modifier?
Oh, but would I have the +1 from presence on for deceiving also?
Yes.
Okay, then what did I say?
You said
16 with 17 with hope.
So
Sorry.
that's a tie. I rolled 17.
You both rolled a tie. So in that case, I don't know
This is
what
the
to
most
do.
complicated insight check. Let's just move on.
So I am just going to go ahead and move past this moment. But honestly, if there was you know what?
He's
No,
like,
let's do
I
a
don't
critical.
know.
Let's do a critical roll style. This is rollies. Both of you roll a
Rollies.
Rollies,
Okay.
yeah.
What do you want me to roll? 20?
Everyone rolls a d20. That's the
20?
real rollies way. Roll
Okay.
a d20.
20.
All right, I'm gonna roll a d20 too.
Everybody roll d20. See what you get.
I rolled a 17 and then lost one of my d12s.
You rolled a 17? Because I rolled a 17.
What?
Oh,
Double rollies.
I'm 11.
So
7.
fate has decided that we don't know the answer to this question
That's
at this
okay.
moment. Fate has decided. Do you want to provide any gossip?
I will provide gossip because I am a bard and I sing a lot of love songs, and I will share some of my past life that I remember, and I will show Phineas. This is just us two, by the way. This is just me and you, sir. My comrade Phineas. We have a moment, and I show him an unopened letter. It is part of my inventory, and it is it is perfumed, and it just says malachite on the front, and it smells like lilacs, but you can tell that it is, female handwriting on the front. It is very nice, sealed wax, almost courtly, looking seal, like an official, possibly nobility seal. And I just show him this and I say, this is all I have from my past life. And I am afraid to open it. I don't know if I could handle what it says, if it is a breakup letter or a love letter, or maybe it's a acquaintance of someone. I don't know, and I'm a little bit scared to open it. I don't
I
know.
definitely can understand how you feel. I would say there's every reason to be hopeful because people don't typically perfume bad news.
Yeah, that's, I like the way you think. That's a very good point. And I do think I have a wonderful song that might be appropriate for this situation. Just something to remember past loves with. Some long lost love connection that you wish you may have had back. And here,
Love Train.
Love Train. Here goes. No. Okay.
Got him again.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder if this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine where she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, anytime she goes away, anytime she goes away. And I end on that.
If you're paying attention at all, you notice that anytime you play a love song or something of that nature, Phineas looks really sad, but denies it if anyone notices or asks about it.
Hence our roll-off battle, and I just
you set it up great.
Can't get a read on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have one more question before we continue moving on. Malachite, is that where you actually confirmed your name?
What do you? What's the question? What do you mean?
Yeah, maybe that's
No one remembered anything. Everyone has named themselves.
Oh,
Is this where you confirmed your name?
Oh, from the letter? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever
Sorry,
thought about it being someone else's letter?
No, it's not really crossed my path, because if it's perfumed and it's not my handwriting and it's labeled, maybe it's to me? We'll
Never
find
crossed your mind,
out
though.
next time on.
Yeah, maybe
unless
wrote
you unless you used to be some kind of Dracona mailman and just stole it.
That's my job. I was the messenger, and
Yeah, you always are going from town to town. You're a wanderborn.
that's the message, and I stole it. So I stole someone's love letter.
Or you were just traveling to get it there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I just woke
Yeah.
up on the house, and it was on my person.
We don't know.
Anyway,
Phineas noticed upon waking up today that he feels sort of frail compared to yesterday. By which I mean my armor has gone down, my evasion has gone down, my mind threshold is now 1, so if someone looks at me, I take damage. He's going to be the first to die.
oh
So
shit.
I should talk about that a little bit more. Everyone's has, including adversaries. Every adversary actually is at 1 too.
Yeah.
There's only a couple classes that start at a higher minimum threshold, and I believe our turtle friend Ardax is one of them. I think you probably start like 2 or 3.
Yeah, mine is a 3. My minor.
Yeah. And when we level up, you can change that. So
If I
that's
live,
something going for you. And do you remember what your armor score was before? I honestly don't know if you do.
yeah, it went from a 3 to a 2, and my evasion went from 14 to 13.
So evasion can't help you with that. Sucks. Sorry. That's beta problems. Your armor is technically better than it was because you now have 6 slots, not
What was
3.
like 3 before? Yeah.
Yeah, so if you throw 2 slots at it, you technically get more of it, more armor out of it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they're playing around with on this level of the test is choice. You can always throw more than 1 armor on a problem. And that's something that I'm going to remind you on. I'm going to remind you helps a lot more. The math really works better with that. All that sort of stuff. I'm going to go past my likely occurrences and we'll go into our intro. Thunk. Thunk whir. Thunk, thunk, thunk whir. Thunk whir. Thunk whir. The Strider continues, as always, down the road. As the morning continues on, Korvax jumps off the Strider and plants these berries, these fruit, these like everything inside the Crystal Confederacy to the right of the road is this hue of cobalt blue, and these are no different. These are crystalline fruit, berries to melons. He plants these. He plants 2 sapphire berries and this large melon in the ground. And as basically he stares up at you as the Strider continues moving on slowly, as these things start growing behind him. He kind of has this meditative moment, this intent. Fruit. The fruit of our trees is intent. What you need at dawn becomes. The first thing that becomes is your first circle's pay. And the melon itself finishes in this sapphire velvet bag of treasure. 10 handfuls, 1 bag of treasure that is immediately chucked aboard. The feeling of the treasure inside is this like these like palladium blue strips of silver. 10 of them, kind of like 10 handfuls of them inside of this bag. So you now have 1 bag of treasure, which is 10 handfuls to spread amongst yourself. You guys will figure that out later, but it is thrown up there. As you tend to be the bookkeeper, Brennan, if you want to make a second character sheet that is Bix to throw things on, feel free to do that. You could share that with me. I can edit it, whatever we need to do. Bix doesn't really have stats, but if you want to make a secondary like holding thing, I know you're a bookkeeper so at heart, feel free to do that. Otherwise, I think everyone has 2 coins. You don't anymore. You have more than that. Bix the Strider has at least 10 handfuls.
Yeah.
I thank you for the fantastic meal I had last night. It was something new. It was for something fresh. I truly appreciated the corn chowder you talked about. And as that finishes, these 2 smaller berries that he planted turn into these like saplings that continue to grow into these crystalline ents that continue down, and their branches continue down to like into these millipede of legs. And he jumps onto one of them as its trunk cracks off. Azar, you will ride with me, as we have the most important thing to do for your new position at the conservatory. Nope. Drinking too much. Confederacy. You have the most important thing to do in your new position at the Confederacy, at the crossroads city of Ortu. Paperwork. Come with me. And with that, your red dragon Dracona is shepherded off the Strider, put on a second of these ent-like millipede mounts, and both Korvax and your friend Azar, the blood flame,
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Kyle's not here to protect me. Are right off into the sunrise, basically, as and you are left in this space. There's a couple of people that are kind of there, and the strider continues you on. A very large crystalline tree smashes behind you. And I will assume that as this kind of all happens very quickly, Azar has in his stoic self told you about this weird ooze fungus that has crawled across the way. Didn't have a chance to tell it to Corvax, didn't have a chance to tell it to anything else. It's just kind of been this like, morning's here, magic happens, go, 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 and you go. And the Strider, as always, continues on. But before you have a moment to do a thing, Bix speaks up. Hey, so that fucking weird thing last night was, something I think I can predict. Can someone roll 1d12 for me, please?
I got it. That's an 8.
I think we're about 8 days away from something like that coming back. Maybe a little bit less. I'm still learning it. But this is something that I feel knows me, knows us now. I don't know why I know this. I don't know why it knows us, but I know it's important to stop it. And it is coming from these broken roads. Everything that isn't secure will cause this chaos. All of you know something about your past, and this is this like flash of realization from myself, and I will always be able to tell you how much is left. Rules. Hi, I'm your GM. Every day I will tick this counter down. You roll with fear on a travel thing, I will probably tick it down more. Okay. You are very unlikely to reach chaos today, but could happen. Just because of your roll of 8. Before Corvax ran away, he basically noted to you that he would be able to get to Ortu a little bit faster than you on his millipedriant crystals. I don't know. I'm making names up as I go, guys. Millipents. I like that. I'll take millipent. On his millipent with is about 5 days away for you, a little bit faster for you. And
was anyone
that,
else hoping that his little berries were going to plant corn chowder trees?
I thought that's where you were going with this. The dawn provides. The dawn provides what you need. He was thinking, man, I could go for another bowl of corn chowder.
I'm just a rogue and not an economics major, but it feels like melons that turn into bags of treasure would be bad for inflation.
Super bad.
Super
bad. There is a lot of have that you immediately catch from that. Like the Crystal the Crystal Confederation. I want to call it Conservatory now because I'm a little bit buzzed and I hate it. It's not the Crystal Conservatory. It is the Confederation, the Crystal Confederation. They are definitely one of the places that there's just like, here's some fucking treasure. Here's a fucking mount. Go. It's been rare that you guys have seen something that has like this place has.
Right, like has society, has
this is society.
Order.
There's order. They're talking about paperwork. There is
bureaucracy.
This is a nation state.
Mm-hmm.
Everything to your left is the Badlands.
Have we even spent gold yet, though, in this campaign? For all we know, like it could just be useless trinkets.
It's bottle caps,
So-
baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Legally
That's
distinct
part
bottle
of-
cap.
that is part of what I'm actually doing with this as a GM. There's not a lot of clear rules in the beta as it is for how things are spent. There are soft rules, and I know them, and I will play with them. But yeah, I mean, you haven't needed anything extra. There's
Sure.
everything that you have. You've been able to be fed. You get the weapons you need. This is a safe space. People sometimes come and say, "Can I have food?" And you're like, "Oh, you're hungry. I've never been hungry." You have a level of stability since the aphasia.
Yeah.
The amount of stability that the Crystal Confederacy has is higher than yours. There are a lot of people with lower stability than you.
Okay. Bix can
Um,
predict 8 days away from chaos, and we are 5 days from what? Sorry, what was the last note? 5 days away
Or
from
two,
or
the
two.
next crossing,
Oh, the road, the
the
intersection.
next crossover.
Yep. Crossroads.
So, before I have someone roll something, is there anything you want to do today?
Oh,
I'm curious as to what, and I'm sure you've already described it, Brendan, but what's Malachite's ukulele made? Like, what's it made out of?
oh yeah, no. I'm gonna put up my spinny mini, but I know you can't see it. I'll describe it again. It is like this ebony black wood, and the frets are like these brass frets, and the tuners are brass, and so everything is black on it except for the frets and tuners. Otherwise, it's this glossy black ukulele.
But it's made out of nature, you would say?
Yeah, no, it's a wooden ukulele. Oh God, are you gonna fuck up my ukulele? Oh motherfucker!
I'm more concerned. Like, I was more curious if I could use Wild Touch, which is I can perform harmless, subtle effects that involve nature at will. If that would work on your ukulele.
Hey, it's
So,
it's wooden.
GM says, "Fuck with a bard."
Yeah, GM says go for it.
He's gonna rewild your instrument.
this is. I'm just curious. I'm not doing
Chaos.
anything yet. This is a just you're just an innocent question.
Unleash chaos. Okay. No, yeah, it's made of wood. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Next.
If he ever runs into him claiming his ukulele tried to bite him, I will pretend that he's talking crazy.
That thing tried to bit me.
It's harmless, subtle effects like detuning.
Extra
That's all.
branches.
Yeah, it
Extra
just
branches.
sprouts
Yeah.
branches in the middle of a.
I can't see Whoopi doing that because that actually does a tell. But yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm just curious.
So with that said, I'm gonna go down. Everyone's gonna get a chance, assuming that we get through all of the days of travel today. Who wants to roll their hope and fear die? I will not be taking a fear token if there is a fear roll. This is something that I'm homebrewing a little bit to go ahead and give some thresholds and understand what might be happening today. I'm trying to play with the D12 system, the 2D12 system, to just go ahead and just say if you roll X, Y, Z under a difficulty setting that I have predetermined, may or may not cause things and give you more information or not. High is great, low is bad. Fear will tick down the counter an additional notch for each day of travel because chaos is chaotic. So, with that said, who wants to roll their 2d12 for day one of this travel?
Jeff.
Do it, Jeff.
I did it. I have a 16 with fear.
16 with fear. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take that down 2 notches. Dick's notes to you. Hey, a little bit off. After the sunset today, I think it's going to be 6 days. Sorry.
To the crossroad or to the chaos?
Chaos.
No, it was chaos. Chaos.
Sorry.
It's still about 5 days to the road. I can, if those guys say it was right, that's pretty much right on. So, with that 16, however, it's honestly just a fantastically normal day. Jeff, if you want to talk about the things that you see or anything special that you see, there's nothing that happens to you in a bad way, but it's not a good day either. It's just, you know, how you try to make sure your kid goes to school and says, don't have a good day, just have a day. So you don't worry about having a bad day or having a good day. What is your forgettable day?
Gosh. On an average boring day where nothing seems to be happening, I mean, Phineas will kind of look outside, see if anything looks interesting, and if not, pretty much just kind of suns himself up on the deck.
So as you sun yourself up on the deck, it's just a slow day. You maybe get a little bit of raise, you take off some armor, you dress down a little bit and just get a little bit of sun, a little bit of tan. The biggest thing that you notice up there is the sphere itself just slowly undulating and rotating on this plinth. And the biggest shame, really, that your team has, a stained glass statue of a man in armor, still there, still forever standing vigil. The corpse transformed into statuette of Vix, right there. And as always, the color story changes as the road is walked down. This being a muddy tan on the left and a cobalt sapphire on the right.
I think one of the things that Whoopi and I do when we're bored is dress up the stained glass statue in various outfits with whatever scrap clothing we find around the Strider. Some days trying to make him look like a detective, and other days like a little old lady, etc.
I'll do like flower tiaras on it every once in a while. Yeah.
And with that, today passes uneventfully. At the end of the day, just as our predicted before he rode off on the Mentipint, the Millipint, the
Millipint.
Millipint.
The military.
It's canon.
Though Whoopi and Phineas, as you sit on the deck as the sun sets in the wrong direction again, because again, this multicolored sun, which really does mimic that of the sphere that stands in front of you. Sometimes it goes across left to right, sometimes comes down this way, sometimes it crosses the road specifically above you. The sun that is multicolored as it sets today and off-centered, and sometimes you see it change direction. It just as it ends today, and moving into the morning, you are able to see in the darkness this fungal ooze just across the way, both in front and behind you, as the road is not yet repaired. But when the day comes, after the darkness fades, it comes across the front in the darkness, in that very dawn light, and continues away. Not every day. It's not like a wave. It's not like a flood of this fungal ooze. This ooze shroom that goes across the way, but it is there. And you take note. I assume that all of you take watch. I'm not going to make you roll for it. I already have 5 fear, just so we're all on the same page. And again, I'm going to show this to all players. You can always track the fear. You can always ask me what my fear is at. and I can always throw it in your face and cause something to happen. You are in this world of suspense. I want you to feel like something could happen because I have 5 of 6. And if I wanted to, I could go ahead and just throw something at you right now by spending 2 of those and making shit happen. I'm not. I want you to feel a little bit nervous here. There is something happening. There is something conscripting you. This is the most out of control you felt in a while. Maybe you felt it before, but you are out of control right now. You do not control your destiny. You might at the next crossroad. You might when you learn something new, but you do not right now. And with that, we'll go into the second day of 5 travel down this road, down the road towards Orthu. Who wants to roll their duality dice?
Will.
Nope, you go.
All right.
Beat you to it.
Beat you to it.
That is a 10 with fear.
Oh no.
All right.
Sever, you should have done it.
That was low.
Again, a day is normal.
Oh.
Nothing intentionally happens to you. But I do want, Whoopi, what else do you do on a day such as this?
It's just a boring day.
Just a boring
I think
day.
I'm gonna. Do we still have? We have some of the Confederacy on our Strider, correct?
No, you've seen them off to the side. They're keeping track of you.
Okay.
There's no
so
one
Korvax
actually
was the only
on.
one that got. Okay.
Correct. So to clarify a little bit on that and just rewind, Korvax was there. There were definitely other Simia and Confederacy on the side of the road there at that like toll booth. That as you've passed, another tree was literally felled to block the road, and as that moment happened, another tree was prepped to fall again. So what would happen is you can clearly understand that they're going to make another toll bridge out of another tree, and then that one's going to regrow, and they're going to just kind of keep that cycle going. You weren't there with a lot of people, but those people are far behind you. But you're on the road. They are very sure of what you do. You don't know why.
Like within speaking distance? Can I like yell off the?
During the day you might see someone
yeah.
like someone in the space that are just kind of keeping the road.
Yeah, I think I'm just like, hey, y'all, what y'all doing down there? Like anytime I see one, and I'm just curious, kind of keeping an eye on them throughout the day.
Yeah, and between your couple calls, maybe some land, some don't. They're very military is a right word, but bureaucratic is another. They don't really answer, but they acknowledge. They nod, they point, they stuff like that. With the role that you had at 10, they're not going to give you much of an information on that sort of stuff, but they are aware of you and they're coming in. If anything, you get like 1 or 2 to come in near like that evening mealtime and ask for, can I join you for dinner?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Come on in. So just remind me up here at the next crossroad, we're going to take a left. Is that right?
So the conservatory is here on your right. And as you could do, is it now the conservatory, guys?
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
They
You're gonna
definitely
say it
sound more like
wrong.
a confederacy than a conservatory.
It seems way more like that. Just keep throwing them back.
It's Confederacy.
It was
This was a fantastic whiskey scour, by the way. So
Scout.
Whiskey Scour. Whiskey Scour.
It was that.
I have an hour left of GMing. Let's see what happens, and I have to fix in my notes later.
Episode name: Whiskey Scour.
Whiskey Scour. Whiskey Scour.
Whiskey
Whiskey
Scout.
I'm out.
Whiskey
I just
Scour.
want to lick
The
that
Rimmer.
jump.
We
That was
proudly
what's up.
salute. We
Whiskey
proudly
Scour
salute
River.
the people of the crystalline constipation.
And that's why you're here, Jeff, because fucking A.
Good.
Right.
Was good.
I need to rewind. Fuck.
I fuck with them. I'm being like, we're gonna take a left up here. Do we go straight to
Yeah.
the intersect? Like, I'm just
Yeah. And
kind
they're
of
very
ribbing them.
They're very
I'm taking a
bureaucratic of
piss.
it. Yeah. And they do not read it. They do not. But the thing that you read from them, after they tell you, no, we're over here on the right. And if the crystal Confederacy is on the right for you, then you're keeping the road. You're keeping the line for us. And we appreciate your help. Happy to have you here. We're already seeing a reduction and they just kind of like hold their tongue. We're already seeing a reduction in.
A reduction in what, might I ask? I dig it out of him. I want to dig it out of him.
Yeah.
I need you roll that persuasion. Roll a presence check up.
I want to
Yeah,
help.
can we? Yeah, I was
Can we
gonna
all
say.
help? Can we all help this? You want to lead?
Yeah.
Do you
I'll
wanna
lead.
Are you gonna go do a full group action on this and spend? Are you spending free hope on this?
I'll spend a hope on this for sure.
What are we reducing, sir?
Okay. Let me take a step back. There are a few options.
Rules.
Are you guys doing a group action or a tag team?
Really?
Explain them, please. Very
Fair
quickly.
enough. A group action is someone where someone is a leader, in this case probably our bard, trying to dig a little bit more out of this, where everyone who wants to can add spend a hope to add a d12 to this roll, and the d12 is something that you as the leader can choose to use. I am still learning 1.3, so it might actually just be a +1 if they
It's a
decide to do it.
+1, right? No, like they roll. If they succeed a threshold that you decide,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then it's a +1 to my
because
roll.
in
Right.
1.2,
If they fail it, it's a -1.
correct. In 1.2, you got to decide which one you took.
Okay. In one,
I'll go with this. I'll go ahead and go with that. So, let's just go ahead and call that what it is. And okay. I'm just gonna go ahead. Just let me go ahead and
So
As we're asking this, like my assist
This-
is like I'm bringing a warm bowl of corn chowder to who we're talking to.
no,
Like, I'm-
for sure.
Buttering
You
that
already
biscuit for
rolled.
sure.
You already rolled low with your fear, but not like low. So I need to just think about that in my errors with that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and do a group action right now, led by Malachite. To learn more about the cut off word incursions from.
we're just roll a d12.
So with that said, because of your roll, Ezzy, earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and set the difficulty at 50. This is the difficulty for all of you.
right.
Trevor, Ezzy, and Jeff, you can go ahead and explain how this moment might be helped. This split second of information might be helped.
I'm bringing over a warm bowl of corn chowder. And being like,
Yep.
yeah, tell us what's going on.
Go ahead and roll for me a charm. That's presence.
See, that's a 9 with hope. All right.
9 with hope. 9 with hope.
Ugh.
So 9 with hope. Okay, so that is a -1.
That's a -1.
But you take your hope.
He spills the bowl of porridge as he brings it to him.
So I spent a hope to do that, but then I got a hope back, correct?
Sorry.
Is it a spending of hope?
No. As a group action, we are doing this as a group action as noted here, which is different than what was before. We are nominating this as a group action, so you have just given him a -1 and gained a hope.
No. But I didn't spend a hope to do that.
Correct.
No.
Oh, okay.
We can only do one group action per sesh, right?
No. Group actions are different. I call them.
Oh. That's right. That's right. You yeah, okay. You're right. Next.
All right. Is anyone else helping?
Yeah. Ardax is going to kind of stand over the people and kind of loom in as non-threateningly threatening as he can be. It'd be real nice if you answered the question.
Go ahead and give me a presence roll as well. This is more of a you know what? Actually,
I mean,
I'm gonna call this strength.
I was gonna say he's holding the like a service tray or like pole, and it's just kind of
It's like crushing it.
yeah, smash,
giant colander of corn chowder over the guy's head.
Well, I don't know. I feel like he's got that. We probably got some boiled vegetables. Yeah, we're gonna roll a smash check.
Get him.
Smash check.
How do you go? Go. Okay. It's just strength.
Let's go.
Right? Because there's not like distinct skills. It's
Yeah. No, this
strength.
This
Yeah, just strength.
that's fine.
Modifier.
I'm using that.
it's
I'm kind of using that in a present space.
20 with fear.
20 with fear. All right. All right. So you get a +1.
Back to 0.
Back to
back to
square. Yeah, that's okay.
Phineas, are you doing anything?
I'm a gambler. So
I'll take a fear. I will go ahead and just take a fear point out of that. I am tapped out at 6.
Yeah.
if Phineas, not the imposing sort, just pours on the charm. Every chance I get to talk with these people, I'm just trying to charm them, complimenting whatever I can about them, about their trees, just about everything, so they think I'm a swell guy.
You have a lot in common. I mean, simia to simia, brother to brother, whatever you want to say.
That's assuming a lot, dude.
Brother from another mother. No, but you get what I mean. Like, yeah. There's a connection there. There's a chance for a connection there.
I have a 19 with hope.
19 with hope. All right. So that is a +1 to your roll to try to get a little bit more information out of this.
Okay.
It's all on you now, Brent.
Yep. Nope. So
I'm going to stop for a second and just notify this. This feels like it takes a little long, but I like the narrative.
It takes long because it's the first time we've done it, and
true, but everyone's
really
explaining their stuff,
on.
which is cool.
Yeah,
and I like the explaining stuff, but it also is like the group action of this. Like this brings us down to a microcosm of a second.
We are taking quite a long moment just for this insight check. Yeah,
and we've also literally montage past 2 days. So
yeah. Let's have a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, we might get one.
You choose what to focus on.
Yeah. I rolled a 15, but without my modifiers. So my modifiers added +1, and then my presence is +2. So it is a total of 18 with hope, by the way.
18 with hope. Okay.
Grand total.
That's with the +1
Yes.
that we, yeah.
So with the +1 from the group effort, and with my natural modifier of +2 of my presence modifier, which brought the total up to 18.
Very good.
Yep.
Shouldn't be telling you this. The ooze shroom from the Badlands cross in the night. They are corrupting the Confederation. And I don't know who to trust.
What do you mean?
Right. Are they hurting anyone, or do they corrupt the ground like we see with the road? What's going on?
The road itself is the impetus. They can cross now. That's why we need you. You and the bond. We need you to keep. Everything behind you is safer. Everything in front of you isn't. And if our society stays safe, then it can stay what it is. And it corrupts everything. It changes everything. And in that moment, someone tries to stab this thing. One of the other simia in this space of blue skin tries to stab it without much of a problem. It is taken down. It is like they are ready for something to go wrong. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust each other. And because of this knowledge, because of this moment, because of your pressing and the pushing, someone attacks. Because you rolled with fear, Trevor, I am literally taking away one of my fear points. I need you to take a stress. And because we're doing kind of a travel montage, I'm just going to keep that stress on you. That was actually what I would have done with that roll, but we're kind of going loosey-goosey on this a little bit. I'm taking away my fear to give that stress. We're also not doing kind of long rests or soft rests or anything like that right now, because I don't know what's going on right now a little bit. But within that moment, basically it tells you that shit's going down. They are taking and corrupting. Someone attacks, and the corpse just melts into this like ooze of fungus that just kind of acidifies away and leaves a mark on your floor.
We should stop hanging out with these guys.
Just to be clear, one of their own attacked the guy talking to us?
Yes.
Okay. That's
And then
what
the
happened.
guy.
It was desperate. It was desperate.
Okay.
But then the guy that was talking to us turned into a jelly person.
The guy who was attacking took into a jelly.
Okay.
As it was taken down. They were ready for something like this.
Doesn't make more sense.
I see. Ooze people. Ooze duplicates. Duplicates.
And on your legally distinct shining floor, there is this weird acidic corpse mark of a simia that was taken down with a small cadre of people that came for dinner. Thank you for something new.
Is there
We shouldn't be near you. And you understand almost immediately why they're not with you. You're new. You came in from a space that is not directly connected to whatever is happening with the Badlands. They trust you implicitly because you aren't possibly a sleeper agent.
Sure.
Well, before you depart, you wouldn't mind cleaning up the mess a little bit? It's kind of eating away at our floor. No? Okay.
And one of them kind of stays behind a little bit and just like toothbrushes a little bit, but it's this weird it's this weird black
Montage.
mark on your carpet, and it's just kind of there.
Oh.
is there any kind of rug I can just pull over it?
Yeah,
Ta-da.
it looks good a little bit better with really pulled it together, really tied
I
the room together.
summon a slight gust of wind to blow any smell out the.
Easy enough. I mean, there hasn't not been death in this space before, but this one's a little bit ookier.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So as you get closer, tomorrow you get to a keep at the end of the day. You find in this keep basically like this halfway point between the city you were at before and the city of Ortu. And it is a hold. It is a space that is trying to keep the line. It's very clearly that when you reach the end of your third day, and I'll tick down the counter one more. You don't need a roll for this day. As Corvax noted to you earlier, there are checkpoints. There are items on the way. There is a lot more Simia, but not just Simia. There are other folks in this space. Simia is the presiding culture of the space, and what you see more so are the gorilla-esque Simia, a very large-bodied Simia. There are others that are small-bodied Simia, but that's not everything. You see a mix of other ancestries. You see a little bit of elven, you see a little human, you see a little bit of ribbit. There are more than one in this space. And something speaks to you in this moment as you get to this outpost. It's kind of on the shorter road between here and there, between where you were before and Ortu, the next city. Everyone is blue.
Like
not only is
tint
everyone
of blue,
is
or like
everyone is the same cobalt pastel blue of these crystals.
okay.
Do they have like a blue house with a blue window?
Everything is blue.
Did they put on
Abadee,
any
abadee.
sort of
I'm blue,
percussion-based
abadee,
shows in the
abadee.
evenings?
Well, they do speak, but when it splashes back in their face, it is a more interesting space. Everything is blue, but, and I'll give this to you without any rolls or anything like that. It's not everywhere. There's a level of I always say this word wrong, and I feel wrong about a vitriligo about it. Not everyone is fully blue. There is some people that are of different hue, but are patchwork of blue.
I don't think we
And
should be eating any more of those blue fruits, whether they offer them or not. I'm just saying I don't want to turn blue.
and you meet one. You meet the leader of this space, and she introduces herself as Harpin. And she notes to all of you that she's very happy that you're here. And everything is, what's the best way to put this? She's thrilled. She is a very happy-go-lucky simia that is one of these with the soft vitrioligo upon her, and is one of the people that invites most people into, or asks more for. I'm supposed to put this. She wants to invite herself in. She's very happy to be here with you, and wants to bring an entourage into your strider and make for an evening meal, because she understands that you have unique food. What do you guys do?
Please come and join us, I say. Your presence is welcome aboard our strider. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Malachite, and I give a little bow, and it would be my pleasure to host you this evening. It is evening, sorry, right?
Yeah, you get here in kind of the mid to late evening.
Okay.
And you ask Bix to stop. And it is one of those, like, it is this really cool sapphire fort. This is like the beginning of this wall that is beginning to push forward into, like, they're using this intent, this fruit, to grow a wall that's becoming across the space that you've seen as you come up to this space. And half the day coming up to the space, you see this wall coming across, and it's growing down the way you came and the way you are going. And it is going to go. And I have built Harpin, and for some fucking dumb reason, I didn't build her as something that I could share with you guys.
Oh no!
So I'm Brennan, I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
But I'm seeing if I can here, I'm gonna go because I'm dumb. I can prep for everything, but I can't prep for the thing that's gonna probably happen.
Cool.
In Discord, I'm sharing her image as well. So if anyone wants to see her as well, I'm trying to screenshot her and put her in there because I'm prepped. I'm ready to go. I was ready to rules.
Thank you. I'll get a little spinny mini going.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry I didn't put her into the system. Welcome to my world of trying to make sure everything's ready to go. But she comes with a entourage of a couple of smaller simia, a couple of larger simia, and just you all have a wonderful evening. I mean, that's really the best way to put it. Without giving you a role or without anything on this space, you glean something special about this. The people of the Crystal Confederacy do not frequently get something new.
Confederation.
Confederacy is fine. I'm fine with that. That feels like a slash. Confederacy, Confederation. I'm fine with that. Fuck.
Yeah. I just like to correct you. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Don't
Is there
make
anything you
rocks
guys
fall
wanna
on
do?
me.
Not yet. No, the Eberron campaign's over. No more indie
No more
rollers.
Indiana rollers.
Is there anything? So you easily understand that Harpin and the couple of larger really guerrilla simia is the best way to put it in this space with her are not used to something that is not homogeneous, not similar. They eat the same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing every day. They keep this wall. They keep everything like that. Would any of you like to learn anything more? Would like anything to happen?
I mean, I definitely think that Whoopi's going to try and pry as much information out of her as possible.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what y'all doing here? Like,
In his rambling, incoherent way.
Yeah, y'all got a wall up there. That seems nice.
Go ahead and make a charm under presence check, please.
And this is just more Whoopi playing into his personality.
Yeah. You need to roll an experience with it or anything like that.
Critical success.
Cha-ching.
Nice. So go ahead and remove a stress if you have one. Go ahead and gain a hope. And
can't even gain a hope. I got so much hope.
You hoped out. That means I need to start being a bitch of a DM.
How do we spend all this hope?
That or I need to learn how to use hope.
Yeah. What are we doing wrong?
We have everything. I mean, I'm fucking full of fear, so don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all full of hope too. So if we have a battle, it's just going to be a long, drawn out.
We're all learning. I don't know. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that things are exciting. I'm leaning more into the narrative of this, and I think we're building something fun.
Oh yeah, no.
Absolutely.
It's all good. What did we learn?
I'm just smothering them with like Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
She kind of leans in, and in that moment of like this raucous, not a party, but everyone's enjoying themselves.
Let's say I'm playing the ukulele. Yeah. There's little entertainment happening. Yeah.
But you take that moment, Whoopi. You lean in, and you kind of try to like Southern hospitality. What's actually going on? And she kind of leans back in, and you see the vitrioligo face that she has as well. She is not fully a blue simia. She is there's this like tan face that's also in that space, and says, the Confederacy gives some people exactly what they need and what they need to survive since whatever happened with our memories. It changes us. And I think you see what it's changing me into. I'm happy is not the right word. I'm fulfilled being here. My family can eat. I can eat. Where I came from before it doesn't have that. So we came here. And even though everything tastes the same and every day is a little bit the same, I'll sacrifice that. I'll sacrifice who I was because I've already sacrificed who I was. Or I lost it. Anyway, did you lose who you were?
Oh shoot, I can't remember nothing.
So what does it matter if I forget what the last few months have been, the last 10 days have been? To give myself to something that may be bland, but keeps myself and those who are with me, or who were with me when I remembered, safe. So, is this the best place? No. Is anywhere the best where I was? No. That's
What's causing it all to happen? How's it work?
I don't know. I don't know. This is maybe it's just here. Maybe it's just here. Um, I and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 fear to take over the initiative. I'm gonna convert 3 fear into multiple actions, taking over all of this. I'm gonna roll multiple dice right now.
Me too.
Well, bam. Shit's going
Just a
on.
second.
This place exacts a terrible blue toll.
Okay, got that.
Blue Christmas.
That's a major.
Uh-oh. I don't like that word.
That is a severe.
Ooh, that sounds worse.
One of the toughs and one of the captains with her just come in hard and just
What?
and within a moment the person you were talking to, Whoopi, is dying on the floor.
Saw that coming.
I have used my entire turn to go ahead and roll and kill this person that you were starting to make a connection with.
Oh, dear.
Ardax, I'm gonna go unstoppable.
All right, let me go ahead and just a second. Let me go. I need to be more prepped for this. Just let's go. Let me go into my adversaries real quick.
Because there's no initiative.
There is not. You're all great. Let me go ahead and grab.
Malachite says, not again.
It's starting to feel like we can dismantle the Crystal Confederacy just by talking to people.
Yeah.
Just by asking questions.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
These are hero forges.
Yep.
Real quick.
Let me get to them. Oh, nice.
I'm just throwing those in Discord.
Yep.
I don't know if you shared those just fine.
I got.
But basically,
hey, he's got a beer bong.
Yeah. Hey.
Nice.
Already kept it.
I kind of sin.
I like this gorilla
My
guy.
kind of simia.
So, let me go ahead and zoom in real quick, just a second. Azara's gone.
God, that.
Let me go ahead and.
The tough looks really cool. I'm putting a spinny mini up of that in a second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I also want that pose to be, Planet of the Apes cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so we have all that going on. They have taken their GM turn to make that all happen. Go ahead and place. I'm gonna go ahead and Whoopi, I'm gonna put you nearer to these folks into this space that we
Sure.
are. This is basically the confines of the Strider. You are welcome to go ahead and leave it. Something that I'm trying to do is kind of whiteboard this a little bit. There are trees to your right. There are badland buildings to your left. So let's go ahead and kind of leave this a little loosey-goosey about what the map looks like itself. Um, but these, and just for looking back at this later as a document, I'm using the pirate captain and the pirate tough as our grouping for this,
Oh, nice.
just so I can track what the adversaries that we're using are. With that said, I have used my entire turn. Bring this into fruition. Your guys' turn.
Ardax, like I say, I'm going to go unstoppable, and I wasn't able to step in the way of that attack, but I'm going to go and match up with the tough.
There are two toughs. Sorry, are you guys on the same screen?
I'm not seeing the map.
I seen crystal things, I think. Yeah.
I'm just seeing like a crystal.
Make sure I'm on the right one. You were in mood. Sorry.
This
Sorry. When I have all the same picture, it doesn't help. There you go.
There we go.
It's not all theater of the mind. It's not well put together. Don't get me wrong. I need to give you guys better naps.
But yeah, I'm just gonna step to, I mean, probably the closest tough and swing on him.
Go for it.
Swinging. That's gonna be a 14 with hope.
14 with hope. Go ahead and take your hope. 14 with hope, it does hit.
Okay. So then I'm gonna do my damage plus another extra d6. Is that right? So it's gonna be a total of 15 plus. Oh, 15, so 19 damage total.
19 damage. Just a second. Let me.
And my unstoppable dice reduced by 1.
I'm just double checking because this stat block has actually changed for me, so I'm sorry.
It's all right, Deacon. That's just all about being part of a beta test.
Open beta.
You have to look things up.
You said you rolled a 17?
19 total.
19 total damage. That is a 17. That is a severe damage to this thing.
I would
immediately
hope so. he kind of steps up, picks the hammer up off the ground, and just swings the bit right underneath the chin of the big tough.
Nice. All right, who else is gonna do?
I feel like I'm gonna be right behind him just because I was in the middle of all of it. And I'm gonna spend a stress to turn into a woo.
Woof. Whoopie woof. Woof.
And then I'm gonna attack the same one that Trevor just attacked.
All right. Go ahead and do
I
it.
get a +8 on my damage if I actually do it. I believe it's attack is strength. That's a 14 with hope.
Not below. Dang it. All right. Hope you guys get you guys were rolling with fear all the time the first time.
Gotta
I
get all
spent all
those.
my thing. I spent everything to try to kill that thing, and now I don't get to do. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits.
And then I think it's a D8 for damage, and then I get an extra D8 because I attacked, or because Trevor attacked.
Does your just to clarify your wild shape, your transformation, does that take an action?
Ah,
I don't know.
question.
I literally do not know.
Hold on, see, Marcus. It's a class feature and just says Marcus stress to transform into a magic creature.
That's cool. Okay. Awesome. As
It
long
doesn't
so are
say
you
it as an
using
action.
your creature's attack?
Yeah,
What are you
I think
turning into?
I have to.
Okay,
Turning
cool.
into a woof, and I'm just gonna bite at him.
Okay.
And I
That does hit.
I rolled a 5 plus 2 on the first one, so 7, and then I get an extra D8, I believe, because Trevor attacked before. So that would be a 3,
A3. So what's the total?
10 in total.
10. That gets you to major, which immediately fells this one. And it's gonna be go ahead and be dead. How do you kill it?
I just like bite it right in its neck.
And as you do,
pull
like
off. Tear out.
the blood that comes out of it is not the anticipated red or possibly even blue blood that you might expect in this space, but it is this chaotic fungal that just like spurts out of it, and it almost immediately collapses on the ground, and nothing inside of it is actually functioning. It's a balloon. It's not a actual gorilla or simia with bones. It just pops and splashes onto the floor, making it more legally distinct from this shining carver that you have. Who else is up?
Malachite would like to approach the nearest one to him, this tough that's just below him there, and I'm going to make a spellcast roll to put him to sleep, slumber. Make a spellcast roll against very close target. On a success, target creature falls into a deep sleep until they take damage or the GM spends fear to awaken them. And I get a +2 to this roll. So here goes.
That's the other big gorilla?
Yes.
Okay. The tough.
Since and how this looks is I don't have like a lullaby, but I would play one if I knew one. Brendan would. On the ukulele, just like a quick little go to sleep, like that. And
there, done. Good.
And then I'm going to spend a hope to use my court minstrel experience and play this with just the right amount of volume as to not startle them, but just lull them into a deep sleep.
I'll allow that.
Okay, so that's another 2 to my modifier for a total of +4 modifier to... So the natural roll was a 14 with hope, +4 is 18 with hope.
18, that hits.
Okay. Then they're asleep. Unless you awaken them with fear.
Fair enough. I will go ahead and just try to mark that with something. That's the wrong one, but I'll use it.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Good enough. You're arrowed in the back. That's sleeping.
He's prone. Yeah, he's on the ground.
Phineas, you're the only one who hasn't acted yet. That doesn't mean you have to, but do you want to?
Yes, so when those guys attack her, Phineas does what Phineas does and hides. So if I am able to, I will mark a stress and become hidden.
All right, we'll go ahead and let that happen.
Then I'm gonna creep over towards the captain. And as with the Wildborn community, I have Lightfoot, which makes my movement naturally silent. So I assume I would be able to kind of sneak over towards what is presumably another mushroom monster. And then he will go ahead and try and sneak attack the captain.
Okay.
And so with a sneak attack, I can choose to burn some hope on damage dice. I still have to actually hit him to do any good, but it says before I do it, I have to decide how much hope I want to spend with the hope that I will do some more damage. I will use 2 hope for that. Let's see. And it looks like with sneak attack, I would have advantage on the attack roll, or actually maybe not. Okay, I was going to say it's worded a little weird that it's kind of hard.
So if I understand correctly, and I did double check this one, if you're coming out of a hidden condition, your condition is technically hidden.
Oh, yep, I do see they elaborated on the hidden now, and it says, if you're leaving hidden to make an attack, it has advantage.
Yep.
Which, did you say there was a change to how advantage?
Yes. So advantage works by you rolling 2d12 as your hope and an additional fear die as your fear.
Oh, yep.
And so if you only have 2d12, go ahead and roll them separately and just set them aside and remember those numbers and then roll a third one as your fear. And you get to choose which one you use.
Neither of those are great. So then that's +2, which still only gives me a 13 with fear.
13 with fear. Unfortunately, that misses when you're going after the captain. I'm going to go ahead and instead of taking a fear point, I'm going to go ahead and take an action. As an action, the captain is going to go ahead and pull out its horn, and it's just going to go. And this, basically, that is the entirety of what it does as it is being attacked by all of you. And basically, what happens is you see off in the distance. How many do I get to summon? A small cadre of squirrels from the trees start chittering down and coming at your space that are very tame and very intent on this moment. You don't know if they're actually infected or not, but they are being called by this moment, and that is the entirety of the one action I can choose to do as the captain is reinforcements action. Mark a stress to summon the pirate raiders, which I have reskinned to squirrels. And they enter at a far range.
They gotta be blue squirrels.
And this can only be once per scene. That is my entirety of my action.
Whether it's true or not, I think, we take down the captain and hope maybe that takes some of the fire out of the, squirrel's sails or whatever.
Maybe. You have to hit them to do it. That's for sure.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. I'm going to kind of shimmy over. No, I'm just going to turn. Swing on him. It's a 15 with fear.
15 with fear absolutely will hit. Go and roll your damage.
7 plus 2, so 9 damage.
Nine damage. That gets me to a major wound, which is 2. And then I am gonna go ahead and take the fear that you just gave me, spend it immediately to wake up this gorilla who is asleep. And that will be, it's not my turn technically, but that's what I'm using it for.
I'm gonna continue on this attacking right after Trevor attacks with my pack animal features or whatever, and
Do it.
yeah, it's a 12 with fear
Upon the
on the captain.
on the captain. Unfortunately, that does not seem to hit. Your bite comes in hard, and it just kind of goes ahead and steps out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and use now my turn. You've given me a lot of actions to work with, so I'm gonna spend all. I'm gonna spend 3 actions of the 5 remaining right now to go ahead and do some shit. Things are not dead yet. First things first, I'm gonna try to get the squirrel in range. I'm setting the DC for our. Let me just go ahead and get my raiders pulled up real quick. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to have 3 stat blocks, but there we are. Does it have any special things? It has special thing. I'm gonna go ahead and retcon the sailor +3. Because we're not in the sea. I'm using this as squirrels. That's a tree bound. I'm going to call Sailor tree bound for this. I'm adding a +3 to my roll to see if it can get you there in time because it's going to use one of the actions to try to just get in range. It fails that roll. I'm going to go ahead and just move it about halfway to you guys. The squirrel came in at far range. Just as a reminder, if you guys want to move anything further than very close, it might happen, but it takes a little bit longer to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and rule on my own roll that was a 6 + 3 that it's not quite there yet. That said, the captain, who has been really pummeled a few times by a very large Ardak, is going to go ahead and try to get you. That is a It's just going to go ahead and take a hard hit against you. Where am I at? Okay, that is an 18 to hit.
That's got to be my evasion. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, so that definitely hits me. I'm going to mark a stress to immediately deal weapon damage at half proficiency. And since I'm like this is in the back and forth of battle, can I use an experience to add to that roll?
What's the experience?
My battle forged experience.
If you want to spend a hope, you more than welcome to.
Okay, awesome.
But sorry, you're just dealing damage. You're not rolling to hit.
Right. So
no.
Okay.
That is a roll to hit. The experience is a kind of an action roll. You're not rolling an action roll right now.
All right, makes sense then.
So what's your proficiency right now?
It would be damage to the creature at half proficiency rounded up. So my proficiency is 1. Is that correct?
Okay, so go ahead. I don't know. Yes, we haven't leveled up at all. So your proficiency is 1, so that's 1 damage die plus your modifiers.
Yeah, so that's going to be a total of 9 damage.
Great. So 9 damage goes ahead and hits this thing, this captain. And that is a major damage to the captain, so that is another -2. Because you hit, and I'm going to retcon this real quick, there is a new feature on this called a swashbuckler, which is passive. I'm just taking a step back, and I'm going to check with you, Trevor, in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, you technically take a stress because you missed. That's part of the thing that is going on with these pirates.
It was
You
certainly stressful.
Yeah. You feel like you might feel like you might not be able to win this fight. This is kind of like even though you miss, this thing is kind of staring you down. There's an intent. There's a push behind this captain of the Confederacy. You also, it rolled against you to hit Trevor for
Yep.
Ardax. Did it hit?
At a 19, yes.
Yeah.
And
Let me ask you questions. So it hits. That means I get to roll some damage. That is going to be 2d8. Do I have an 8 ready to go? Of course I don't.
And I have a question. Oh yeah, just roll your dice and I'll ask my question.
Yeah, you ask your question real quick.
No, you roll your dice first.
Here, mate.
Second,
No, you asked the question first.
You do it. No, you do it.
You hang up
roll
first.
your dice.
You hang
All
up.
right, so I'm still learning right now, but I'm trying to make sure. Okay, attack. That's 7, 9 physical damage coming at you.
And so that's the question. While I'm unstoppable, I have resistance to physical damage.
So that would be, if I'm reading everything correctly, everything rounding is up.
5.
So that is 5.
5. And then I'm going to do commercial stress instead of an armor slot. Yeah, I'm gonna use an armor slot of 6 to negate that entirely.
Great. That's exactly what you are, armor boy.
He goes with his sword and he kind of gets on my like my shoulder armor here, like the parts that are imbued in my skin.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just clicks off and it just snaps for a second. All right. Who's up? Sorry, not who's up next. You were put to sleep, this tough. This tough is not happy that it was put to sleep. It was woken up by fear. I made sure that happened. Now it gets to spend its action, which I have already spent. And it's coming at you, Malachite.
Bring it on.
But I believe a 4 probably won't hit your evasion, question mark?
4? Oh no. Yeah, no, that's I dodged.
It just takes its large sword and just try to
Still groggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still groggy.
Misses. That is the entirety of my GM move. It is
Nice
your move.
try, sleepy boy.
Yes.
Phineas and Malachite haven't done anything recently.
I'm going to cast another spell. I'm going to cast Arcane Barrage. Once per short rest, use an action to spend any number of hope and shoot magical projectiles that automatically strike an enemy within close range. Roll an amount of d6 equal to the hope you spent. Deal that much direct magic damage.
Arcane Barrage.
Arcane Barrage. I'm going to spend 3 to roll 3d6.
Do it. I don't get to do a thing.
No.
But it does say, so the thing that they actually did change in this rule set and clarifies for Arcane Barrage and some other things, it does say that you spend an action. Right?
It says spend once per short rest, use an action to spend.
Sorry, yes, use an action. So that's what's interesting about this is it actually doesn't trigger a possible action roll for fear and or hope. So it does not even give me the possibility of moving. You just do.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yep.
Not only does it just happen, but the action economy of how moves and GM turns work is not even given a chance to move. So do it. Roll your d6s.
All right, that's 7 damage. That was really poor.
7
Or
damage.
like arcane garbage.
Does exactly meet its major threshold, so you do 2 HP to it.
Oh, good.
All right. Phineas, you're the last one that hasn't done a thing.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated with this guy since I leaped out of nowhere to stab him, and he's apparently just too fast for me, or I underestimated him. But we'll have another go at it and try and stick a dagger in this guy. So 2 hits.
Can I
Ooh,
help
that's
with
still
that?
not great.
Can I help?
I
You
mean,
may.
I
Yes,
assume,
yes.
yes.
I have not heard a number. You can absolutely jump in.
Yeah, so I would roll
Yeah, I already
hope
forgot how
die.
that thing works.
So I'm gonna spend a hope and roll a hope die. It's gonna you can add 3 to that.
So, no, not add 3. So this is how this works. Now he gets to choose. Your hope die is 3, Trevor.
Yes.
Jeff, your hope die is something different. You get to decide which of your hope dies you want to use. That may allow you to do a critical. If your fear matches, you get to decide what that is.
Oh,
So if
Yeah,
your fear was accidentally a 3, you could use that to turn it into critical.
well, and the one that it here says the ally you're helping may choose the value of your hope die instead.
Yes. So
Right,
you
instead
rolled a
of
3,
mine.
so he could decide to use your 3 or the one that he had rolled.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he has rolled. I made sure to not hear that before because you do need to call a help before that happens. So
Right.
you have done that. I know your 3 is real. I do not know what the Schrodinger's cat of his hope action roll dichotomy die is.
Okay, so on his own, Phineas would have missed the captain based on his efforts before that missed. However, thanks to Ardax's help of perhaps just sort of holding him in place a little bit after he whacked him, it gave me a real good stab. So my 7 hope and 3 fear will be replaced by your 3 hope,
Nice.
because I would have had a 12 and missed.
Yep.
But instead, we have 2 3s.
That feels good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
After he hits him, he kind of pulls the hammerhead behind the guy's head and turns him towards you, off balance.
Okay, so I want to clarify what a critical hit is in combat. 1, Jeff, you remove a stress. 2, you gain a hope.
Yay. And then, so damage.
What is so you were not stealthing at this point. You just did it. What is your highest possible roll that you can make with your weapon of choice?
The +2 I get from finesse is just on the to hit roll, right?
So we have 2,
So
and
then
then,
it's-
and then your dice.
Let's see. It says dagger 1d8 +3, and then I also have a 6 from an ally in melee range of a target.
Okay, so let's take that step back. So you have let's just talk about your dice itself. You have a dice that can roll a 1d6.
Yes.
So the 6 is maxed out, and then you still get to roll a dice on top of that. So consider a maxed out die as another modifier to that roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you get +2 from your finesse, something from an ally, something from something else, and then the +6. So you roll your d6 that you get to do on top of that and tell me what your final is. Does that help?
I believe so. 7. Oh, a 1. Sweet. I'm rolling so good. What did I? 7, 16, 14.
That is exactly the severe amount, which is 3 wounds. How do you want to kill this captain?
Because of the way Ardax is kind of holding him and spinning into position, that gave me a great chance to just thrust upward at him, which as he turns him, catches him right under the chin there and jabs into his head.
And he pops
Felt like a
again,
pretty
just
good
like another
strike.
like fungus balloon, and just like this.
I don't have the
You kind of feel this like acidic like spray hit you. It doesn't hurt, but it just like stings. It's like that the like pimple strip that you kind of get sometimes. It's just ugh. And this thing is popped and is dead. And
These guys are gross.
yeah, they're not great.
Stop ruining the floor.
Phineas, that is your turn.
Yep.
I only have 4 action tokens inside of my pool right now. I could turn 4 action tokens into 2 fear to take my turn, but then I would not have an action, so I still am not allowed to do anything, technically. I could take my turn and then not do anything. So, it's not my move yet. And I will note for the record, I feel like I can do a lot less in this combat than I could before because of the or versus the and.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's worthwhile to note. I don't know if that's me having less of a fun or anything like that, or if I need to throw more things in here, but I do feel like I can do less. Still not my move. Your guys' turn.
I'm gonna move over to the other tough and attack him. Because here the squirrels off to the side are
Has still not been able to make it yet.
Still off to the side. Yeah, they're not within close range or anything like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack. Unless Brendan has anything else up his sleeve that he wants to do.
No. If you would, no. If like you take your action and I'll take mine.
Go for it. So you're gonna move over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just move to the left there. Yeah, exactly.
You're still a wolf, right?
Yeah, I'm still a woof.
A woof.
Still a woof.
How does it look like when you change into a woof?
It's a woof with a mohawk.
Woof?
A woof with a mohawk.
Why?
It's a dirty looking woof, but he's got a mohawk.
Yeah.
Mangy mohawk woof?
Yeah.
I'm more curious what it looks like as you transform. Do you like Wolfman, Benicio del Toro? Do you just like, I don't know.
Honestly, it's so subtle, just because of how like dirty and ugly I am in general, that you're like, there he is again.
It's like he coughs and then he's like a wolf.
Yeah, you're like what? Yeah, like
Starter cut.
Like it's me naked, basically. Like
It just
With
you
a
just
little
take out your
face.
clothes and you're already a woof.
yeah, like it just goes.
Your nose just gets a little longer.
Yeah. That's how I picture it.
It's not druid, it's druid.
Dude.
Straight. That's what I'm doing.
You tell me,
I
guys.
have to do this. I know.
I'll help you guys
Straight.
can figure out a few other things, but I don't know what you guys are rolling.
It's 11 it's 11 with hope.
Shit, quit rolling with hope, bitches. 11 misses. You take a stress because you miss and you feel like you can't win this fucking fight. This is starting to feel a little bit like, yeah, we got a couple, but shit. What do I do?
Dang it. Can I do anything?
I'm gonna this guy, I put him to sleep once, I can do it again. I know that sounds like a broken record, but I'm gonna play it.
Do it.
Spell cast. I'm gonna spend a hope to use my experience of court minstrel. I don't know why I'm talking like Ezzy's character.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
You just tell a story that's near.
That's with fear, and it is a total of 10. That didn't do it, I don't think.
Thank you. Yeah,
No.
that's a failure with fear. That helps me. I
There
like
you go.
those.
There you go.
I like those. So first things first, because of the swashbuckler passive on these pirates, you do take a stress. This is starting to feel like it. Yes, you've taken a couple of these out, but this last one is like coming at you guys hard. And just because it doesn't want to be asleep, it's going to go ahead and take a very clear attack at you.
Yep.
I'm taking the move instead of the fear. and it is very unhappy with being asleep, and it's going to go after Malachite. Malachite, and that is a
Malachite.
11 to hit. Malachite.
Malachite.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Does 11 hit your evasions? I literally don't know what your evasion scores all are.
Yes.
Malachite.
Malachite.
Well, in that case, everything
Malachite.
misses.
Oh yeah, no, you guys can lie to me, and then
Malachite.
Lumen's like, "This is a beta. We're helping."
So my vision's 9. That hits. I have
That
an
hits.
armor of 3. What does that mean?
You make that. So as a reminder,
your armor only matters with the hit point or the damage,
Yeah,
right?
you make the call. You make the call after that. So this thing's coming at you with physical damage.
Yep.
That is
Let's
a
get physical.
13 physical damage.
Wow.
Wow. Hi, Owen.
That's severe.
Wow.
All right. So you can use as much armor as you so decide.
To bring it down into other tiers. All right. I have 3. 3
You have
gets knocked.
6 armor, technically.
What do you mean?
You
Well,
should
yeah.
have 6 armor.
6 armor.
Oh, but his armor.
My
is-
armor number.
That's me being dumb. Yes.
My armor number is 3. I have 6 slots. So to bring that under, I'll use like, how many? Let's just use half of those slots.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's 9 damage of the, how much damage?
13.
13.
13. So that brings me down into minor damage,
Which is one wound, 1 HP.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. That's resolved.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring this squirrel in. It actually is just fine. It's gonna come at you, Ardax. It's gonna take its move to try to just chitter at your and just take you out. It very likely does not hit, as I rolled a 2 naturally on the dice, and I don't know what it does for an attack modifier, but I can't assume it goes above 5. So
Nope.
yeah, these squirrels just start chittering and crawling across the armor that is Ardax as a person, and they're just trying to bite. They just keep getting metal on your arm,
He's like,
trying to like swatting it.
Mhm.
it's like, don't you poop on me.
Oh,
I just
Uh,
polished this.
knock it off.
We don't have any more captain. Captains are down. I'm gonna move that over here. All right, not my move anymore.
I would like to use the Dracona Elemental Breath on the tough in front of me, please. That is a spend a hope. Ooh, my hope's getting low, bro. It's poison breath, and I have to make what kind of a roll? Instinct roll using your breath against
The difficulty.
close range. Yes. Using your proficiency. So
You roll your. So as a reminder, proficiency is how many dice you rolled. So if you have a DX as your thing, you just roll a multiple. You're at level 1. You probably don't have a high proficiency, so you're probably going to roll 1.
yeah.
So use your instinct to roll against my difficulty.
Okay.
Can I help
Let's
with
put
this at
0.
all?
You may. That means you roll your hope die as well. So tell us what your hope die is, and Brendan, you get to decide which one you use.
Yep.
How do I roll just a hope die? What?
Pick the. It's a D12.
Okay, just the
I
single D12.
don't actually know how to do it with demiplane singularly
Oh.
because every time I played. But do you have a D12 on you?
It's the.
Well,
it's
I
the
can
little,
do it on.
Okay,
on
great.
here, yeah.
Great.
I know how to. Yeah.
and
So just whatever D12 you roll, wherever it is, that's the number that you rolled for your hope die.
It's a 2.
This is 2.
That might be great. But you spend a hope to do that.
Gladly.
So the roll, I'm going to use my hope. Mine was a 5. Yours was a 2. But
Whoopi helps by giving you a number 2.
Yep. And
What I do.
That's what I do. And I'm
That's called
gonna
the cushion.
He's just doing his duty.
Damn you, Brendan, for making. Okay.
It's a 16 with fear.
16 with fear.
Does that hit?
Fantastic. 16 with fear does hit.
Okay. So I can roll 1d8 of poison damage.
Of ass damage.
Poisas damage. I don't know. Poison damage.
I feel like the way that I'm
Dragon
pulsing
farts.
this-
Dragon farts is really what it should be called because it was a 1 point of damage.
So most of the stuff is minor at 1, so that is still 1 health point against this thing.
I win.
You are still doing just fine on shit. I've decided to just go ahead and bank that fear. I might want it for a future campaign session, so I've taken that. I'm going it back to you guys. Aradex, you haven't done anything in a while.
Yeah. So I'd like to do a tag team maneuver with Phineas. All right, I think I'll put you on my hammer and I'll throw you towards the enemy. And our combined strength. Because I have a load of hope and I want to burn it, so I'm going to spend 3 hope to tag team.
You're doing against the tough?
Yeah. So that's how I want to combine our attacks. And Jeff, how would Phineas be down with this?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just have to like kind of look at me and you start to bring your hammer up and then Phineas can grab it with his tail. And then as you come around, he flings himself off and tries to go all stabby on the guy.
All right, so you both roll to attack with your normal attacks, and you decide amongst yourself which one you're going to use.
And we can both roll damage.
Depending on if you hit.
Yeah.
I have a 16 with hope.
And I'm also gonna add in my battle forged experience because this seems like I've seen this done or I've done this before or I've heard it talked about on some Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And add an extra one to this, whatever it is. Ooh, that's gonna be 19 with fear.
So you have 16 with hope or 19 with fear. Your guys' choice.
I believe I hit with hope versus using your for sure
Yeah.
hit with fear.
Yeah, don't give him any more than he needs. That sounds like a good call.
That still hits.
Bitches.
Nice try, Deacon.
That absolutely hits. You both take a hope out of that because you have done it together. You both roll damage and add it together.
Woohoo.
Whoop his ass.
Whoopee his ass.
Get
That's
it?
not terrible.
Wait, Whoopi's not helping.
No, you're just watching.
No,
You're just taking it on the side. Whoopee.
Oh
Whoopie's
gosh.
getting his
You're
ass
just doing
out
like
of the way.
touchdowns on the side. You're just doing this.
Yeah.
Just like
So
pointing, like right here, right here.
He goes.
I got 16.
Yeah. I get on my hog.
Yeah, he goes from hog to whoopee.
But I got a 12 damage.
Sorry.
So 16 and 12 together is 28.
That's a lot.
So this is kind of fun. When you guys go past severe by double damage, which you have done, that becomes massive damage,
Yeah.
which becomes 4 HP. This thing only has 2. How do you decimate this shit?
Pick him up, swing, and then whoosh.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just hit him dead center, and he just sort of explodes everywhere. At which point, I look at Malachite and kind of like shrug, like sorry for the mess.
Well,
He was getting upset about how
You're-
much we're trashing the place.
you're covered
No,
you're covered in goo and gore.
I think
The
you hit him so
squirrels
good that all the
themselves-
goo flies off and doesn't land on the carpet. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of stains here, and to just kind of wrap us up a little bit as we're getting a little bit late. The squirrels themselves are not interested in staying without their captain. Is anyone going to try to destroy them?
Mm. I mean, I'm gonna run after it and just be like, "Go on, go!"
Shoo him off.
I
Yeah.
was definitely going
Get him out
to
of here.
until a more interesting opportunity presented itself. So
I think both of us, just, yeah. I get
And-
out of beast form to chase them off.
But basically, go and get, they do. In the next 2 days, travel without much of an issue. This attack, this space that was that fort, you leave behind as the Strider always travels on, and within a couple of days, you keep watching this ooze travel across, but you're not sure what you're supposed to do. There is an ooze. There's the mushroom ooze. There is these people that you're maybe are just keeping away from that are inside of that space. You're not inviting them in. You keep them to yourselves, but within a few days, you find yourself at Ortu, which is the crossroads city. And you see 2 new spaces. And I'll leave you with this tonight as we go ahead and close tonight. To the forward right is a wild space, undefined by me. And I'll ask you some more questions as we continue into the future. So to the right, undefined, wild space. And to the left, you see, as the horizon crests, hot air balloons floating over rolling hills of tulips. And that's where we're rolling tonight.
Nice.
Can they be fields of poppies? And then on the undefined side, we have the Emerald City, and there's a yellow brick road.
No. We started with the emerald and the gold brick road at the very beginning, and I just threw that in there as a fun little aside. Thank you for calling me on that.
Anyways, thank you, Deacon.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yes.
I'm
Jeff,
loving
fastball special.
like, I'm loving the gameplay on this. Like
It's
yeah,
fun.
I don't know.
I like
I'm having
the-
fun with like the yeah.
Go ahead. No, finish up your thought
No,
there.
I'm just I just like the hope and stress and like how they're I don't know how everything's working out so far for us. I think I'll
Yeah.
probably hate it later when we're losing. But
So something that
when we
I'm
kick ass,
considering.
it's kind of nice.
So I think I need to throw you in a dungeon where you can't spend a long rest. I want you guys to clear everything. I do. I need to test this more, and I need to think about this. Next week we're definitely not playing. Ali is out in Germany, so I won't be able to. But I think I'm gonna prepare a dungeon. I don't know what that means yet, and I don't know how I'm going to shoehorn that in.
Yeah.
Anything like that. And it might actually not be the next session when we get into that. I might try to introduce it. But I think I need to give you guys a space where you can't heal and see how we test that.
TPKOs.
We've basically been fighting in our foyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have been.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
and
look,
in
a
a way
guest.
that's been my fault.
Oh, no.
That's been my fault of this thing. And maybe it's not about the journey between spaces, but it's when you get to the space what the answer is. And I might start playing with what that means from a fast forwarding kind of thing. I like the concept of being able to give you those options and that sort of stuff. And I don't want to always be like, hey, the thing's what you have on your walker. And that's my own conceit that I need to figure out. So you don't need to worry about that.
I'm still gonna try and put down like a tarp or something next time we have guests.
Just in case they pop.
Every time we've had anybody visit, somebody dies.
One thing, and I don't know if it's because how I have my character built, because of course different domain abilities, can use hope or not. But I feel like I need to just try to help more, if only to spend my hope, because otherwise the only thing I use it on is if I am able to sneak attack and want to try to spend some hope for more damage. That's basically the only hope outlet I have.
Right.
I have none. I don't have any hope usage. So
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I could if I got different domains or different cards or whatever.
But just as a help option, that's all you have.
That's all I got is the help.
Wow.
Honestly, I suggest you put that inside of your comments. Inside, there's a really good tab to put the comments in for that. That you don't know what to use your help for. Other than that, and honestly, it's a good thing to use it for.
I'm in the same way with you, Trevor, that like I can use hope to walk on walls and stuff like that and climb on ceilings, but other than that, everything is marking the stress instead of, there's nothing
Right.
for hope as far as my ability
Maybe
to go the way I'm reading it.
maybe some of the like level 1 domain cards should have a mark a stress or hope.
Yeah.
But
Something
also,
like
I'm
that,
not sure
yeah.
I'm running this. I'm not sure I'm running this right. I'm not sure I'm not giving you guys enough challenges, or if it's working out right. Like I think I need to throw more shit at you guys when things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The fight definitely felt like it was kind of like, okay, this guy and then that guy and then the squirrels, and so it felt maybe like we could have been overwhelmed had there been more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One or two more people in the fray would have felt pretty dicey.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I feel safe there. Like
No,
there was
right.
a possibility that we could have gotten, pushed over, but
Right.
and that's where the 50% chance of me being I was unable to act this game.
Yeah.
I didn't not unable. That's incorrect. I was less able, which is what
Yeah.
they're playing with this testing.
And had
Yeah.
I been full of stress, I would have been right there with you, Deacon, because a lot of my stuff is Marcus stress.
Mm-hmm.
But I only filled up half my stress, but I've got 5 out of 6 hopes, And
Yeah, and
See-
I'm not sure I like that stress is no longer coupled to HP. I'm not sure. I feel like the fact that you guys could get stress from things I do is interesting, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
I ran out of hope. I had full hope and I used all of it. So
wouldn't it be
But
cool if we
I
could
think
share
that's-
hope? Like,
yeah, is there a way to give? I give it out as like bardic abilities and stuff like that. So if anyone wants more hope,
can you use hope to reduce stress?
No.
I mean,
As
yeah,
as the
like-
game is right
yeah.
now, no.
no.
unless
Yeah.
is there a
I mean,
thing
that would
that
be
maybe
something where you're balancing your hope and your stress. I don't know.
I do think that Kyle has some ability to use his hope to heal you, and so too does Brennan in a hope and or stress way.
Yeah,
But you using your own personal to do so is less so. There may be a sage card that you can pick instead that allows you to use hope to clear stress, I believe. But it's been a while since I've seen those cards.
Yeah, I was just curious because it seems like if you're able to kind of balance those two off of each other,
Mm-hmm. And now you can actually hold more
I
hope than
don't
you could before.
yeah. So I'm enjoying it regardless. I think it's fun.
Oh,
I
it's
like
fun.
Yeah.
the way that the battles kind of play out.
Mhm.
It's a fun back and forth. I do like that a lot.
Yeah.
Is always fun.
With that said, it's getting a dear bit late.
Yeah, no, this battle went long.
Yeah.
And that's something that is also not for me.
That's okay.
No.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
guys.
everyone.